guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective for the new moon in Aries with the solar eclipse happening at 12:12 a.m. here on the East Coast on the 20th. So it'll be the 19th on the West Coast and later in the morning and later in the day for other points across the pond and around the globe. Check your local listings. It's a hybrid solar eclipse, so in some parts of the world it'll be a total eclipse, and in other parts it's called an annular, where you can see the ring of fire totally around, coming from the sun around the dark moon. Those are pretty rare, but yeah, it's powerful. It's the first eclipse of the year, so it begins our first eclipse season. What I'm going to do here first is pick some cards to see where we've been, where we are, where we're headed. And then I'll tell you a little bit about this lunation and things to look out for. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that's so nice. So where we've been, narrow pathway. Tread thoughtfully. Yeah, we've been going through a squeeze. We had March, was Saturn moved into Pisces and Pluto moved into Aquarius. And both of those planets will be the next to go retrograde after Mercury goes retrograde on the 21st. So it's like that, narrow pathway, and then it opens up, then it gets narrow again. And so we are treading carefully, we're treading thoughtfully as we feel these shifts and changes, especially because planets changing signs, leaving that 29th degree and hitting the 0 degree of the next sign. Those moments are very tense, and we kind of feel the friction of it. Now, where are we? Stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. Stepping into power. I'm feeling that sense of the Aries, the new moon, the solar eclipse. And then once we push through that, cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. So once we have this vibrant life force of the Aries new moon with the solar eclipse, Aries rules the first house of self. We get to kind of purify, to activate that vibrant life force. So that's kind of nice. And what I really love about this is right after the new moon, the next day we have Mercury stationing retrograde in Taurus. And people usually, I have mixed feelings about retrograde, Mercury especially retrogrades, but this one is good, and I'll tell you why. Because Taurus is a very grounded sign. Aries, not so much. So 18 minutes after the new moon is at its peak at 12:12 a.m. Eastern time, like at 18 minutes later, the moon moves into Taurus. So we only have that new moon, for 20 minutes tops. Now, of course, we have the energy leading up to it. We have the energy after it. But what's really commanding all of our attention is that solar eclipse. But the beautiful energy of Mercury turning around in Taurus helps us pull back on the reins. Whoa, Nelly. Okay, because we're going to be feeling like we've been shot out of a cannon, and lots of demands on our energy. And Mercury stationing retrograde just around at that moment helps us pull back and, to get some grounding in our thoughts and our perceptions. It allows us to kind of slow the pace a bit so we can process everything that comes up and through. And so we can tap into and activate that vibrant life force that we've all just been showered with. So I'm feeling really good about the timing of those events. Please find 29 degrees. It's the second Aries new moon in a row. The first one was at 0 degrees. This one is at 29 degrees. So you want to find 29 degrees of Aries in your chart. That house is what will most likely be impacted. If you're worried about, eclipses, things happen, and you know what hits the fan, and things kind of are moved off your path, and find the house. So for me, 0 degrees, 29 degrees, I'm sorry, 29 degrees of Aries is in the 10th house, which is the house of career and public life. So if things get a little shook up around here, you'll know why. And I don't live in fear of it because I know right on the heels of that, I've got Mercury retrograde in Taurus in that same house to kind of pull back, reflect, reevaluate, you know, all the re's of retrogrades. Realign, reassess, reevaluate, rethink, repurpose, renew, rest, whatever. Think of all those re words, and it gives you a chance to sort of take things down a notch. So the 29th degree of any sign is called it's got a special name. It's called the anaretic degree. And some astrologers call it a crisis point. I call it a mastery point. Okay? Hold on one quick second. Thank God for notifications. I did not plug there it is. So I had to unplug my computer for some reason and I just got a low battery signal. So yay. I call it a mastery point because I feel when we reach that last degree before a planet, or in this case, the luminaries, move signs, the sun's going to move into Taurus the next day. The moon's going to be in Taurus in 20 minutes after the new moon. It's like that 29th degree is, if there's any crisis point to it, it's did I learn what I needed to learn while I was in this mansion? Did I take care of the things that I had set intentions around? Is there anything I'm hanging on to that I need to release before I move on? Because we're kind of coming to that point of mastery for that particular mansion. And I call it a mansion is the house while the sun is there. I call it a mansion. Others do as well. And then we get to begin again in a new part of our natal chart. That's part of our growth process. So take this as wow, we're going to have this second new moon. Remember, new moons are about setting intentions. We get a do-over with this one. So whatever you set intentions about for the new moon in Aries when it was at 0 degrees, now you're getting a chance to reevaluate all that, and Mercury retrograde's giving you a hot minute to be sure that you think it all through, that you're very grounded with your intentions. And the solar eclipse is going to light some stuff up and burn away things that don't serve you, that you cannot take forward. Okay, so let me jump in. Had a little oracle. Now we're going to do the reading. Ooh, justice. Well, right across from Aries is Libra on the zodiac wheel. So I like that we open up with Libra's energy. We have Libra twice here already. Okay. Wheel of Fortune underneath. I like that. So here is this energy of Jupiter. And Jupiter is right there, sort of supporting the sun and the moon, very close in Aries, very close to Chiron as well, the wounded healer. So we're getting a lot of benefit from where Jupiter is during this particular lunation and solar eclipse. So I'm glad to see it showing up to support us. But here's what I see. We have the Justice card, which means that in our present experience, something may be out of balance. We are seeking balance and harmony in some way, shape, or form. And the challenge is we don't necessarily have the buy-in of our partner. The Three of Pentacles is about cooperation, co-creation. And it can also be about just sort of being on the same page at the same time. And therefore, you know, two heads are better than one, and we're both thinking this through, and we're both working on what we're creating in our connections. So there's a challenge around that, which I think has something out of balance here. And in our unconscious awareness, the Four of Swords is a card of healing. It is the Mercury retrograde card in my mind, because it is more about going to ground, quieting our mind. Look at her kind of nesting, cocooning there. It is Like, go in your home somewhere where you feel safe and protected, and you can, make a little cocoon out of your blankets and whatever, as you curl up and sort of meditate and go through all the re's, right? Where am I out of alignment? Where do I need to realign? What do I need to reevaluate? What do I need to reassess? What do I need to rethink? What do I need to repurpose? I mean, I could go on and on and on. How do I need to recalibrate? How much rest do I need? So there's something here that is out of alignment and therefore out of harmony, and there's an awareness that it needs some attention. Now, in the past, Queen of Swords, this is also Libra energy, and I think if you look at her in this particular deck, I love how she's, got the rudder, she's sailing straight forward, but she's giving a lot of thought to the direction she's headed. And she's sort of doing it in a way that seems practical, dispassionate. She doesn't seem worried, bothered, concerned. She's thinking as she's moving forward. I like that. In conscious awareness, we have the Eight of Pentacles. That's our focus. What are we working on? This is about coming up with creative solutions to a problem. It's very feels Taurus. That Mercury in retrograde in Taurus buys us time to think through creative solutions to any problems we may be dealing with. Moving forward, we're not moving forward. We have the Hanged Man, which is fine because the Hanged Man says, stop and pull yourself out of the situation. Take the 30,000 foot view. I like to think of it as pulling the top, the roof off my house and just looking at the blueprint of my home and watching myself move through it with whether, it's what I'm working on or the people I'm dealing with. And I kind of watch it as like a play, a cast of characters moving through. So I'm from a safe vantage point and I'm really seeing how it's all playing out so that I can get a little more enlightenment, that I can tap into that, what did it say? Vibrant life force, the connection to spirit, the connection to the divine, but I'm doing it from a safe vantage point, and it does require surrender. So there is an opportunity coming up as you're focusing on creative solutions to a problem, is to really examine it from everybody's point of view, not just your own, and surrendering to that experience. Spirit's telling you there will be a cause for celebration. Three of Cups is about a coming together. It's joyful. It's even a card of reconciliations. So keep that in mind. Hidden energy, we have the Eight of Cups. Now, I love this deck because we don't even need 8 cups here. She's just got one big ass cup and she's moving toward the sun and she's burning off, just like I said with this solar eclipse, burning off what can't go forward with her. She's continuing on her journey and leaving behind what doesn't serve. Now in your hopes and or fears, 7 of Swords. There's a question here about trust, fidelity, honesty, could be energies of avoidance that you've been dealing with in your connection as well. And then we've got the Three of Wands. And to me, the Three of Wands, look at her. She's, we call it the ships coming in card. She's waiting for her wave to come in. But she's going to run out to meet it the minute she sees it forming. So there is anticipation with the Three of Wands. There's a little bit of expectation too, but it's more of what you've already set in motion and waiting for the results of that to arrive. So I kind of like that in that position. Let's jump in, shall we? Justice, Three of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, right? That's out of balance. Queen of Pentacles and the Sun. Whew. Well, I know that in your unconscious awareness, it's important for you to feel safe. The Sun is feeling safe and protected in your vulnerability. It's a card of success and happiness and bliss. But more than anything to me, you don't have any of those things if you don't feel safe. And so I feel like that's what's out of balance here, is there's a question around integrity or honesty, or there could have been a breach of trust or something that you're not sure you're safe with. What I love here is this Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles is that anchored energy of, I got myself right. My feet are firmly planted in the ground. I know who I am. I'm taking care of me. Queen of Pentacles is often a self-care card, which goes along with the Four of Swords. But I'm not sure I feel safe with this person, because I'm not getting a whole lot of buy-in from them. I'm not getting a whole lot of cooperation. So let's see the Four of Swords. Eight of Pentacles again. Right, so you're reflecting on this. This is someone who's been resistant. So that's why we have the Seven of Swords. So I'm feeling the Seven of Swords is coming through more as avoidance. And when someone avoids you and doesn't deal with you straight up, it feels like something's off. That, you know, it's like the red flag moment. And you go, I'm not sure I can trust this person, because there's something they're avoiding. And here it is again with that Four of Swords, where I said you're reflecting and reevaluating and reviewing, right? The Eight of Pentacles. What do I need to focus on? Where do I need to put my attention? What's really important for me to, you know, to create, to sort of move things forward? Why am I getting so much resistance? So we've got that Seven of Wands and the King of Swords underneath. Feels like you're getting an icy reception, or someone who isn't very warm and fuzzy and communicative at this time. I mean, the King of Swords upright is powerfully communicative, but in reversed energy is somewhat aloof and distant. So I kind of feel like that's what I'm seeing here, is that you don't have the cooperation, and not because this isn't a nice person, but there's something they're not telling you, and it's leading you to question their trustworthiness. So let's look at the Queen of Swords in the past. Yeah, I feel in this Queen of Swords energy, your course was set, and you were just sailing forward, letting the wind carry you. Got it? And contemplating this person coming in with a warm message, with a message of love that tells you, yeah, I'm in, it's you and me, let's do this. And there would be that moment of reconciliation, of feeling like we met in the middle, we worked it through, I understand your needs, you understand my needs, we're on the same page. So I feel like you didn't get it, but that was the course you had set when you jumped in this boat here. Okay, it's like that. Those are the plot points, and that's why you were kind of nonplussed about it. I don't see a lot of stressful energy around it. I think I see you as being chill, and this is what you set upon your own heart was, I'm not going to be emotional about this. What I'm interested in is a warm conversation and something that feels a little bit more cooperative and sincere. Eight of Pentacles now. In your conscious awareness. Wow. Whoo, you're fired up. This new moon in Aries, as you focusing on, right, this passionate connection, wanting your happily ever after, love, passion, love and passion. And it's something you're willing to work on. The Eight of Pentacles is always about focusing on, like I said, creative solutions to a problem. She's even at like a work table with, beads and crafts and things. So there's this energy of creativity that comes with the Eight of Pentacles. There is creativity with the Ace of Wands. There is creativity with Venus here. This is the Empress, divine feminine energy. And of course, there's beauty, love, and creativity wherever that Ten of Cups goes. So I feel like you're very open to working this through. You're feeling the passion coming from this new moon and solar eclipse. You're setting intentions about being open to focusing on the things that might be a little bit off, so that you can have like a reignition of the passion and the connection. Let's look at the Hanged Man. So perfect. Remember I said this Hanged Man is kind of about the overall view from all angles. So you're not just looking at the situation from your own perspective, but with fresh eyes or in consideration of the perspective of your person. And that means you kind of have to be prepared for a temporary standstill. I'm not feeling stagnancy here. I'm feeling like a temporary standstill as you reevaluate, as you reassess, as you look at the situation from above and sort of try to see it from this. If you're looking for creative solutions to a problem, you have to take the other person's perspective into account, because what you're after here is forward motion, second chances, reunion, all systems go, forgiveness, redemption. Wow. Beautiful. But remember that it begins with you taking stock in an internal way. That Hanged Man is Neptune, right? Which rules Pisces. Neptune is the great spirit. So it's asking you to kind of surrender to your connection to the divine and be open to looking at the situation more broadly, instead of, like, sometimes we all get pretty myopic. And in the house of Aries, with this Sun and the Moon about to leave the mansion of Aries, we're still pretty self-focused. So I do feel like I'm seeing the shift away from that. And then Spirit says with the Three of Cups, Nine of Cups, Strength. Yeah, you're going to be receiving that wish fulfillment, a coming back together. We have reconciliation, reconciliation, reconciliation. I'm seeing the cards that would indicate there's an opportunity for wish fulfillment by coming back together, overcoming the obstacles and the chaos and conflict. So when I pull from the bottom of the deck, for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm really tapping into unconscious awareness, like what's lying beneath the surface there, that, you know, we don't always pay attention to things that are more instinctual or residing in our psyche, though they do drive a lot of our outward behaviors. So I feel like there's been an outward source, an outside source of conflict between you. And that's what you'll be overcoming. And that's what you're going to push forward from. And that's what you're coming up with a creative solution to. Because whatever that's about, and we can see it with this sort of tension and resistance here, is coming from somebody who's kind of cut you off or limited their communication with you somehow. So I feel like Spirit's telling you this will all be resolved. You have the ability to overcome it together. This is a card where they help each other. Look at the infinity symbol above her head. These energies have been sort of following each other across lifetimes, very much about helping each other overcome those obstacles. So I love that. And I feel like it's a part of a wish come true, wish fulfillment. Eight of Cups in the hidden energies. Wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So you know how I said, oh my gosh, okay. I get so emotional. How I said we didn't even need 8 cups, right? It all kind of crackled and she's got it all lit up on fire. She's moving toward the sun and her happiness, and she's not looking back, right? Feel this hidden energy is coming from your person, and that the message that they would want to deliver to you at this moment and what they're coming back to deliver is, please don't go. Please don't go. I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. So this Knight of Wands is responding in impulse but passion, with enthusiasm. Where did we have that? No, I thought we had enthusiasm here. No. Yeah, you're stepping into your power, and that is where you're getting that vibrant life force being activated. And I feel like your person in the hidden energies is sensing it, is sensing that you will not look in the rearview mirror, that you are going to work this through as best you can, and if they are not on board, you're moving forward. And I almost feel like I hear them saying either please don't go or I'm coming with you, I'm coming with you. I don't have to think about it, I'm ready. Knight of Wands, I'm ready, let's go, let's do this. We're in it together, 2 of Cups. Wow. So in your hopes and fears, 7 of Swords. Well, hallelujah. You were like, yeah, I'm not going to stay around to be played, betrayed, avoided, sabotaged, set up, right? Manipulated. Nope, nope, nope. I'm moving to calmer waters. I am in search of peace. So your hope is for the calmer waters. Your fear is that you're still dealing with something that you don't feel safe with. Now, I'm not saying that this is someone who would hurt you physically. That's not the kind of safety we're talking about. I'm talking about, safety and, like, I don't think I'm safe with this person. They're very guarded. They're very shady. I'm not sure I believe what they're saying. That kind of safe is what I feel. And you definitely hope to move beyond that. And the rest of your hope is that that is what can be left behind. And notice that we have swords, 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 perceptions, perceptions, perceptions. And that is Mercury stationing retrograde is going to make you go back over this and say, is it really true for you? Is it really true for you that what you think and perceive is what is real? Where is it coming from? How are you being triggered? What is this behavior versus that behavior? What is the initiating trigger and your response to it? Because if you really want to work this through, and we have the 8 of Pentacles in your unconscious and your conscious awareness, if you really want to work things through with someone that you feel is avoiding you and maybe you can't, trust them on a level of integrity that you desire, then you might need to just kind of leave the whole thing behind. And I think that's part of your fear. The other energy of the Death card, since it's coming up in unconscious awareness for you in this part of the reading, is can this grow? Can we have growth here? Can this be changed? Can there be growth? Can we have transformation? So I'm feeling like first you want the peace of mind. Second, you want to know that you can leave behind these thoughts or perceptions and or the behaviors that create them. Got it? And then we've got the 3 of Wands. Nice. Perfect. Yeah, you just want to offload the negative karma, the bad energy, the thing that's been weighing you down like an albatross around your neck. So everything I just said to you, imagine that this is all the intentions you're setting for the new moon. And then you're waiting for it to come in, what you've set intentions around. Offload the heavy energy, the difficulty, you know, and receive the love from someone who really does care and who is prepared to be emotionally available. Because right now, it doesn't feel to you like they have been. So the Three of Wands is a manifestation card as much as it's an anticipation. And we do have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is Jupiter, which is expansion and abundance and wants to give us all good things. So I do feel that there is hope here. There's a positive turn of events coming that allow you to get the wish that you've wanted and offload the heavy energy and resume this powerful connection. So I'm seeing something positive, although it feels like it's going to be a little bit bumpy. I'm going to give you the astrology that shows up here, and then the link to the extended is below, where I go through all the zodiac signs, Aries through Pisces, and we'll be looking at the same sort of themes that come up here, but more individual for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So we have here Justice is Libra. Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn. The Sun is Leo. King of Swords is Aquarius. Pluto's there right now. Queen of Swords is more Libra. Page of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have the Empress is Venus, Taurus, and Libra. Noticing a theme here, right? Lots of Libran energy. Hanged Man is Neptune, which rules Pisces. Chariot is Cancerian energy. This is Pluto, the Judgment card, which rules Scorpio. We have more Leo in the Strength card. Knight of Wands here is Sagittarius. We've got Scorpio in the Death card. And King of Cups is more Scorpio. So appearances, pretty strong appearances from Aquarius and Scorpio. Yeah, and Libra. That's what I have for you. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Like I said, the link to the extended is below. It is time stamped. So if you're in the channel membership, I upload that to YouTube. So it's just already there. You can just click on the hyperlinks. But for those of you who click on the link to purchase it separately, you have to copy and paste the timestamps. And that way you'll have to use your finger to move your cursor to the signs you want to see. But I go all around the zodiac for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For you can watch cross watch, and we'll give you some more food for thought for this upcoming new moon in Aries with a solar eclipse and Mercury retrograde in Taurus. Wow. Okay, I'll see you there. Bye for now.